Hello everyone, myself Dr. Manish Ashtankar. I'm a founder of Humident which works for quality control in dentistry. So what if someone wants to go for NABH accreditation, how you will get that certificate? So in this video, I am going to explain you step by step what are the procedure, how you should do application, how you have to implement all the standards, how many standards are there, how to train your staff, and finally how to get certificate. So let's start. So first of all, NABH has given 10 standards in which 5 are the patient-centered standard and 5 are the organization-centered standards. In that 10 standard, they have given 180 objectives. You have to make some documentation, policy, manuals for these objectives. You have to train your staff based on those objectives, and after implementation of all these standards in your clinic for 3 months, you have to do application to NABH from your healthcare system. Once NABH receive your application, you have to pay fees to them, and after assessment of your documentation, they will give you date for inspection. The expert team from the NABH will assess your standard implementation. They will take interview of your staff. They will ask your staff to do some exercises like basic life support, fire emergency management, or blood spill management. And after the whole assessment, they will give you some non-compliances that you have to implement those non-compliances again, and they simultaneously they will guide you for the same. And after completion of that non-compliances, if there are other non-compliances required to fulfill again, they will give you non-compliances in cycle 2, and once you will fulfill all those non-compliances, they will give you certificate. So now what standards are there and how to implement, let's see one by one. So first of all, let's see 5 patient-centered standard, in which first is AAC, that is access, assessment and continuity of care. So once patient comes to your facility should be easily accessible. Your reception staff should be well trained to guide that patient in case of emergency or other treatment facility. If the treatment facility is not available with you, you should be able to transfer that patient to nearest highest healthcare center with the help of ambulance as well as trained professionals. You should have a predefined waiting time area. You should have a predefined case sheet where you will take data from the patient. You have to take patient SHIP complaint, medical record. You have to give a treatment plan. You have to give preventive measures to patient as well as treatment summary, in which whatever treatment has been done should be mentioned in a date wise, as well as the person who has done that treatment should sign with the name and date, so that if you reassess that case sheet in future, you should be able to find out which person has done that treatment on which date. The second one is care of patient, that is COP. In this, you have to compulsorily record informed consent from every patient for every procedure. If someone from the outside specialty coming to your facility for doing treatment, you have to take consent form from a patient to allow that doctor or dentist to perform that procedures. Your informed consent form should be in a detailed way, that is, you should explain procedure, risk of that procedure, alternate procedure for that particular treatment, whatever cost we incur for that treatment, as well as risk for female and pregnant patients. You have to take sign of patients. If patient is minor, you have to take sign of parent or guardian. You have to take sign of relative, and every doctor who will perform treatment on that patient has to sign that consent form. If there should be a protocol, there should be a policy to administer local anesthesia for taking hypersensitivity test for a patient who is receiving local anesthesia for the first time, as well as proper consent form should be there to give information to patient for those procedures. If your facility receive any vulnerable patient like children, mentally retarded patient, old patient, mentally or physically abused patient, you should have a proper protocol to treat those patients on priority. Your staff should be sensitized to handle such a cases. Next one is MOM, that is management of dental material and medications. In this, you have to design policy to provide dental pharmaceutical procedures or medication, in which you have to write proper prescription form in a language which is understandable by patient so that patient can take proper medication at proper time, frequency and for a number of days. If any risk associated with those medication, you have to tell that to patient in advance. If you are doing dental implants in such a patients, you have to maintain record of dental implant in your record book, as well as you have to give that record with a patient case sheet. If you are administrating sub medication like local anesthesia or any emergency medication in your patient, you have to maintain a proper record in a proper format in that patient's case sheet. Next is patient's rights and education. You have to display one board in your clinic in a local language as well as English, where you have to mention all the patient's right and responsibility. If your patient wants to complain against something, there should be a proper protocol and record book as well as protocol to answer those patients' complaint. Your staff and dentists should be educated and trained to understand patients' rights and education. And the next and last patient-centered standard is hospital infection control, that is HIC. This is the most important nowadays because of corona. The patients are more educated about it, and in which you should have proper space and equipment to maintain sterilization protocol, that is most probably class B autoclave is required. Your staff should be trained for maintenance of sterilization. There should be a record book for maintenance of all sterilization record. There should be a chemical indicator data and biological indicator data for sterilization monitoring. Your staff should follow proper hand hygiene protocol, biomedical waste management policy. You should do proper surface disinfection, fogging or fumigation, and dental water unit line disinfection. You should have a written and documented policy for infection control, and your staff should be trained enough to implement that policy in a proper way. So all these are the patient-centered standard, and now there are 5 more standards which are organization-centered standard. So let's see those. So let's see the first organization-centered standard, that is CQI, Continuous Quality Improvement. So whatever standards we are implementing here, those standards should get monitored by some multidisciplinary committee in your organization based on some quality indicators. So whatever data you will collect from your organization based on those indicators, you have to monitor that data continuously and periodically, as well as you have to try to improve your organization based on that data. So next one is ROME, that is responsibility of management. Your organization should have a displayed organogram where all the staff members with their responsibilities should be written in a proper way, and this management should be managed by someone who is well trained, educated as well as experienced. So whatever equipments are required, whatever resources are required to implement all this standard in your facility should be managed by this management. It is duty of this management to regularly monitor all the staff and the equipment in your clinic, whether they are working properly or not. Next one is facility management and safety. So your facility should have a proper fire safety management, radiation safety management, emergency management. That is, you should have a fire cylinder, you should have a AERB certification for your radiation equipment, and you should have an oxygen cylinder or other equipment required to maintain emergency management system. How much space is required for one chair dental clinic or 2 chair dental clinic? How much space should be there for waiting room? All these come under facility management. Your facility should have a proper system for drinking water and electricity. There should be an alternate source for electricity, for drinking water, and you should have a AMC for the same. So next one and fourth is HRM, that is Human Resource Management. Your facility should have HR file for each and every employee, in which that employee's educational qualification certificate should be there, vaccination program certificate should be there, emergency management training certificate should be there. Whatever training you have given to your staff for management of all this standard, those all training certificates should be there, as well as police verification record of that particular staff should be there in that file, because there are many incidents which has been happened in healthcare facility that patient got suffered from some clinic staff. So to control that, you should have a proper police verification record of your staff as well. The last one is Information Management System, that is IMS. So whatever record you have generated in your healthcare facility for patient, you should have a proper documented record or policy for that how much time you will maintain that record. For example, 3 year or 5 year, who will be able to access that record and who will get denied for that. If patient wants to get that record for any medical legal purpose, so is there any facility in your healthcare sector? You have to decide that. You have to maintain the confidentiality clause for the same. If you are maintaining a digital record, you have to make sure that you should have a support for that data. And if there is a breach in information management system, what you will do for the same. So you have to implement all these standards in your dental clinic, as well as you have to train your staff for that. And once you will implement all these standards for at least for 3 months in your clinic, then you can do application for NABH accreditation. So to conclude, if you want to go for NABH accreditation, first of all, you should go for Fire NOC certificate from government body or any third party organization, AERB certification for radiation equipment, then you should have MOU with Biomedical Waste Agency, you should have a Pollution Control Board certificate from the respective state, and you should have a clinic registration certificate from your municipal corporation if it is required for your city. Once you will have all these legal documents, you should go for implementation of this standard, because there is 100% compliance for this legal document. Means if you don't have any of these legal documents, you will not able to get this accreditation. So guys, what is the role of our consultancy services for this NABH accreditation? So as you seen, I have explained you all the standards in a small descriptive way. It takes such a large time. If I going to explain you all these standards in a detail, it will take 5 to 6 hours to explain me all the standard. It means you can imagine how much time it will take to document all the standard, to train your staff, to do application, to follow all the records, to follow all the accreditation procedures. And if you value for the time, you will understand why you require a consultant, why you require an expert opinion to save your time and to get a proper direction for your NABH accreditation. So here we comes in a picture because we have a team of experts microbiologists, MBA in healthcare system and accreditation system, as well as expert from dental healthcare, medical healthcare, as well as Ayurveda side. And this whole team works day and night for your projects, where we help you to implement all the documentation, policies, record books, equipment which required for implementation of this standard. We train your staff in a proper way to get implemented this standard. We do application for you, we track all the applications, we helps you to close whatever NC you will get at the end of inspection. So there will be a complete hand holding from the day one, that is from the implementation of the standard up to complete closure of the NCs and final certification from the NABH. So in Fumident, we works for small dentists as well as large organizations. We want to empower each and every dentist in a way that you should be able to face all the medical legal problem by maintaining proper documentation, patient's record, and improving quality management system in your organization. And that's why we run some facilities and some services for you. That is a NABH consultancy services for dental clinic and hospitals, NAC accreditation consultancy services for dental education organization. Our main program is infection control management, in which we provide equipment required for infection control protocol like fumigator, fogger, autoclave, or any disinfectant, chemical indicators, biological indicator. We provide sterilization monitoring service, which is a unique product by Fumident, in which we provide yearly package with the biological indicators, and which get monitored by our microbiologists in a lab, and we provide proper report as well as certificate to display in your OPD, so that your patient will get educated and information about your sterilization monitoring program. Simultaneously, we train your dental clinic staff for implementation of all this infection control protocol. We have designed one record book for maintaining all the infection control record at one place, which includes sterilization monitoring record, day-to-day sterilization of equipment with a proper temperature, pressure, as well as time record, surface disinfection record, fumigation on fogging record, dental unit water channel record, antibiotic policy, as well as sterilization, as well as secondary surgical site infection record at one place, so that patient will also be accessible for that record book. This will create confidence in your patient's mind about your healthcare facility. And the last but not least, we are also provide services for dental clinic design based upon the standards which have to be implemented in a national dental policy as well as NABH accreditation. We have a team of experts from hospital design side, interior designers and architects which help you to design your clinic in a proper way so that you can maintain a unidirectional flow of patient. You can avoid a cross contamination from one dental chamber to another, so that you should be able to maintain proper waiting room and washroom facilities. So if you are going to design your own clinic in your own space for a long term, you must obtain for dental clinic design service from Fumident. Thank you.